This is a Lion Pond Beats production. This is a Lion Pond Beats production. This is a Lion Pond Beats production. This is a Lion Pond Beats production.
best live stream in the city.
The Signal 27 Show. Signal 27 Show.
The best live stream podcast in the city.
Hey, y'all. This is the Signal 27 Show. How y'all doing this week?
How you doing?
We are back
Back.
for another episode
Another one.
of what's going on in the city.
City.
What's going on, y'all?
City.
Y'all want to thank y'all for tuning into the Signal 27 Show. Make sure that you all like, comment, and share the I'm about to say the Instagram. No, share the post, because we are on Instagram, we on Facebook, we on YouTube, and we on Twitter. So if you're watching us on one of those, please go ahead and share it so that other people can get this funny on this Sunday to prepare for their Monday. I'll let your boy. And for all those women out there, y'all probably not watching because you're celebrating Valentine's Day. That means that you got to do stuff to your man that you really normally don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you wouldn't have to do that if you would just buy him a gift. Because just giving your man coochie on Valentine's Day thinking that's something special, that's wrong.
No.
He got it the night before. It ain't special on Valentine's
No,
Day.
it's not. It's the same old funky, hairy clam.
Yeah.
We need it like the air we breathe.
Hey, man.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
no,
we do.
no, we don't. I want to get.
we do.
No, buy me a camera or something. You trying to sit up there and tell me you gonna give me the same old piece of patch? No, I don't want the patch.
Exactly. I sit here and take my time to listen to you. Oh, I want this, I want that. So I take my mental notes all year. Valentine's roll around, I give you that gift. And you say, oh, I'm just going to give you this bomb-ass pussy. What?
Wow.
How about I just give you this bomb-ass dick, put it in your mouth, let it explode? Is
Is
that special for Valentine's? No, because I did that shit last night.
sound like somebody
Get
mistreated
me
him?
somebody
a
mad.
motherfucking gift.
Somebody mad. I
Somebody
don't.
mistreated him.
I don't
Damn
know.
Skippy.
I don't know what's going on with him. Y'all keep him in prayer. Yeah. So listen, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know who is in the studio today. You see to my left, that is Mr. Unity Over Beliefs, aka Mr. Raul. Y'all give it up for the comedian David Emanuel, ladies and gentlemen. To my right, you see him. That's my light-skinned brother from another mother who was upset about giving penis to chicks or whatever. I don't know what was going on with him, but he got a little irate there.
Yeah.
But y'all keep that brother in prayer. That is the Fabler comedian.
Yeah, he said he around here destroying throats.
Right.
Damn Skippy.
He said he didn't want to say his full name, so I'm not going to say Ed on the camera. So
Appreciate
He
that.
said he around here giving people rotten milkshakes.
you know what I'm saying? So y'all go ahead and follow him at the Danarisms.
No.
Denarium.
Denarium, you know what I'm saying? And in the studio,
Why I got a smaller chair? You got me in an elementary chair. I ain't. Why you do that to me?
I'm sorry. You want to go ahead? You
get
can
the
always
chair?
you can bring in your own chair if you want to.
God,
I don't have the money to keep. I don't have the money for a game of chairs for
Maybe
everybody
Kevin Hart
right
to
now.
buy the Signal 27 show some chairs like he did for the Breakfast Club.
I doubt it, Kevin. When we get to the main topic, Kevin might not like us no more. And then also in the studio today, we got the outstanding Mrs. Jenn Weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
What's up? Hi, fellas.
So that's right. My man over. He over there sucking on and it's green.
No mango wasted. Where I come from, mango is for the rich people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well then you. Okay, nonetheless, he gonna suck on that mango skin. I'm gonna go ahead and let you all know that
practice
this.
for the night because you gonna be sucking on something too.
No, I ain't sucking on nothing.
And probably won't taste as
I
good
ain't
as
sucking
mango.
on nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't do all of that nasty stuff that
You
the
better
adults
get
do.
that there, lick that sweater snatch.
Oh,
Dear God.
That's
oh
what
my
they
God.
said on the fire stick. I heard them on the fire stick.
Oh my God, he just. Oh, listen.
Oh my God.
Moving forward, before we get started, I want to go ahead and first let you all know that in the beginning of the show, because we're a little more structured, I've been saying this for the last few weeks, we're going to go ahead and get started with the Black History Fact. This week in our Black History Fact, we are bringing in Dr. Shaun Powell. She is the first Black woman to sell out the Ritz Theater. Okay, and it's with her own original stage play. The play was called The Wrong Man. Other plays consist of Sweep Around Your Own Door, and Grown-Ups Just Don't Understand. Now, you all got to understand, Grown-Ups Just Don't Understand is now a show on Amazon Prime. So you can go ahead and watch the show. Once again, it's called Grown-Ups Just Don't Understand. That is Dr. Shaun Powell of Powellful Productions, who sold out, the only female, Black female, to sell out the Ritz Theater in Jacksonville with her own original stage play. She didn't do the color green, because you can't say the other ones because you get hit on copyright. But you know what I meant. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't do any of those, but she did it with her own stage play. So y'all give it up for Dr. Shaun Powell. Clap, 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 clap.
Go on, Dr. Shaun.
Okay. And last, I want to go ahead and bring up, this was in remembrance of our history. This is Black History Month. And with it being Black History Month, I want to make sure that we remember our history. So a lot of people don't understand that in 1930, August 7th in 1930, there was a lynching called the Marion lynching. I'm going to go ahead and read it to you, and then I'm going to show you a quick snippet to the survivors who was part of this lynching. And you see what you let me know, because I'm going to give you what I think. And it might not be what you like. But this is in reference to J. Thomas Shipp and Abraham S. Smith. Were young African-American men who were murdered in a spectacle lynching by a mob of thousands on August 7th, 1930, in Marion, Indiana. They were taken from jail cells, beaten, and hanged from a tree in the county courtyard square. They had been arrested the night as suspects in a robbery, murder, and rape. A third African-American suspect, 16-year-old James Cameron, had also been arrested and narrowly escaped being killed by the mob. An unknown woman and a local sports hero intervened, and he was returned to jail. Cameron later stated that Shipp and Smith had committed the murders, but that he had ran off before the events even happened. Now, we all understand that, people do crimes. It happens. But everybody also should have their own due process. But Caucasian people on this particular day decided to take it amongst themselves and grab these guys out of the jail. Now, how did they end up going into the prison? Because probably the people who were in the prison just let it happen. Oh, y'all want them? Go ahead and get them. We don't care what happened. So here is a short snippet of the individuals who remember what happened, and one of them just happens to be James Cameron.
Yeah, the crowd was beginning to gather as soon as we were put in jail. And by morning, they were cluttering up the jail yard. And all that day, they kept coming. And by nightfall, there was 10 to 15,000 whites out there screaming for the blood of us three blacks.
Very tense feeling among everybody. And you felt it all over town.
The sheriff had told the police not to shoot out there. There were women and children. And four big white men got some sledgehammers in their hands, and they started knocking on the cement blocks and throwing around the steel door that was the entrance to the jail.
And they come dragging one of the boys down out of the jail. They took him right down the sidewalk. Everybody was kicking, hitting him, and everything else. And there was a Model T Ford coupe that a woman was standing up there and they was all going crazy. And she jumped down. She had high heels. I seen this happen. And her high heels just scraped a hole, just like cut with a knife down his back. And they pulled him out and they drug him up there by a car. And they took him off of there and hung him up on a maple tree.
And he reached up to get hold of the rope to keep it from choking him. So they let him down and broke his arms so he couldn't hang on to the rope. They pulled him up again as we went by.
History has
All right.
proven.
Y'all saw what I just saw.
History has proven that.
I'm far from racist. I am. I can't be racist because I can't control and put up stuff to force people to live a specific kind of way.
Okay.
But I can say what I want to say and stand on what I say.
What you say?
And what I'm saying is that last woman at the end was grinning. That funky old
was?
bastard.
I just
You thought you
I
just saw? She's smiling at the end of that. Like it was a thing that just happened.
I thought her voice was kind of like crazy, and I was thinking like who would want to hit that from the back with her sounding like that?
No. Ashley Collins says violence feels good. It doesn't matter
Who
who
said
you
that?
do it to. It's good, especially if it's legal. And
Oh my Lord!
Oh, Ashley is on a totally different level. Ashley, you might be one of the most violentest females I've ever met. All I'm saying is that remember your history.
I think we can get some views if she let us beat her alive.
No, you can't do that to the mother
She
of
said
dragons.
violence is beautiful or something.
No, I'm not about to. No, all I'm saying is this.
No.
We ain't gotta take no clothes off. I'm talking about just get some belts and beat
What
them.
about them big old sumo suits? And then we just go at it and leave the stress.
I don't want violence. Don't feel good to me. I don't like beat, but I don't mind beating somebody.
Well, she might be talking about violence in a different kind of way. Like it's Valentine's Day. You got to remember where she's coming from. You know what I'm saying? She might be talking about having somebody touch her heart from her pelvis. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just- so all I'm saying is this. Anyway, y'all got to remember, at the end of the day, you have to realize that it's ingrained in most of their DNA to attack with violence and choke about it.
Oh, yeah.
And I just want to bring up a correlation that matches that situation, okay? There was a brother that I know who was beat and then dragged and then was forced to carry his own tree.
Dang.
Sound like Jesus to me.
Wow.
And they did the exact same thing. Now you got to realize that in the Bible, God said he doesn't love everybody. You know what I mean? He despises the Edomites or Edom. And the Edomites come from the Caucasus Mountains.
Oh.
So you got to realize they have a hatred for us because our God said they did not like them. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you got to understand what this is. This is a particular type of warfare. Now, I'm not saying that all Caucasians are like this. I'm saying back in 1930, you could have thrown the whole lot in the trash because they was worthless. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my piece. That's just my 1-2. Remember your history because that's how they going to get you. They want you to forget. They putting stuff inside the books trying to tell you that we came over here because we wanted to, and that's a bold-faced lie. Chances are we was already over here.
Yeah, amen.
Okay. Well,
Morocco is right here.
moving on. Y'all want to comment on what the old heifer was doing in the thing?
I just got one question.
Yeah. What's up?
The lynch mob mentality. If you want to participate in a lynch mob, what does it do to undo the crime? You want to go beat somebody because they did a crime? How does that fix the crime that was caused?
Listen, and at the end of the day, it's always an eye for an eye. Look at what happened with Emmett Till.
Well, we wish it was an eye for an
Really,
eye.
I really do.
because
No,
we
but-
would be venging all these unjust deaths and killings.
Such as Emmett.
No, it's just look at it like this. We have been ingrained to want to be with our oppressors.
No.
No, I'm just being dead serious.
No,
If
you're
that was the
right.
case,
That's what the
if that was the case, there's statutes on how beauty is supposed to be. We would not follow that if it didn't
Right.
matter to
Right.
us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're
Okay, so
100%.
telling me this, our women walk around now. They're getting some self-confidence about themselves by wearing their natural hair or wearing weaves that are similar to their natural hair. But beforehand, just to be accepted, you had to either cover your hair up. They forced women to cover up their hair when their perms wasn't made. And then now, for you to be accepted back then, you had to put a perm in your hair to make your hair more straight to look more like them.
Right.
It's for them to feel comfortable. But if it didn't matter, we wouldn't be trying to what do you call it? Be like them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah.
Am I saying the right words?
No,
You're
you're
saying
saying
the
it
right
you're
thing
saying it
because you're
perfectly
beautiful
right.
just as you are. You don't need to make no changes. And you got some people be bleaching themselves and all type of thing. I feel sorry for you because you need to love your inner self. You are beautiful. You are great. Even if you ugly, you're a beautiful, ugly person.
And you go to a point and then you just turn. You make a left so hard. You know what I'm saying?
And you never know when it's
What
coming.
do you mean? There's a lot of ugly people out there that need to be inspired.
That
They know they're ugly for real. They can't lie to themselves. But
If
on
you
the
ugly,
inside,
talk to Dr.
you
Miami.
blugly. You blugly. I said blugly. I don't
Yeah.
even know where that came from.
black and ugly.
Just
what
like
you
you
saying?
just like you turn a
Oh,
sock
oh,
inside
but-
out, you could be turned inside out. Your inside look better than your outside.
Duff?
Some people.
Yo. So at the end of the day,
Yeah.
we have
That's
to
your
come.
boy. I'm not claiming him today.
No, it's just that
I'm telling the truth.
society says we kind of like put ourselves out there when it comes to having money, so we're willing to do whatever it takes. We don't have any kind of conscious about ourselves and our people. You don't see
You speak a lot of
Jewish
French.
people. No, I'm saying you don't see Jewish people
Right.
throwing their people under the bus for money.
Right.
I'm dead serious.
Most of them now,
Do you-
we don't know. It's
Now,
not-
from my understanding,
it's not
I
as
don't.
wide. Well, Ed look perplexed. Ed looking like you lying.
Am I wrong or
Ed
am I?
might have eyes on something, another situation, but I kind
If
of understand.
anybody is Jewish and they're watching this show, I beg to differ from his opinion because a
knew
lot of y'all are in Hollywood and you're putting down a lot of Jewish people. A lot of y'all are feeding into that stereotype of the rich Jew, the lawyer Jew, the cheap Jew. And you're not helping your brothers and sisters because you got your money and your power already.
Well, what about the
But
high
that-
Jew?
That ain't our
The who?
fight
The high Jew.
when you sneeze.
Yep.
I
Bless
knew
you.
it.
That was corny. I know it was corny. Y'all gonna write back to the Signal 27
You
show.
know
that
if
was
I can
corny.
figure it out, it's
You know what I'm saying? So,
I
hey,
got
it
a
is what it
1.8
is.
GPA.
My question
so-
is, for those people in America or around the world that are in the business community and you are Jewish, why does America have to give over $1 trillion a year back to Israel?
Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all
Why don't
something.
y'all send money to your motherland like blacks are being told to send money back to Africa to help?
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I was on a clubhouse thing with some upper echelon entertainers that know more information, and they started to talk about one guy. I guess sound like he been drinking, and he was giving out stuff that you ain't supposed to let everybody know. And so, dude got challenged, and he was like, "Hey, man, I tell my people the truth. Y'all want me to tell y'all who Hitler was?" And then the person that ran the room was like, "Hey, you can't do that on here. Don't do that in this room. You ain't supposed to tell everybody everything." So now I'm like, well, dang, who is Hitler? So I asked one of my comedic friends, because I got resources. And they said Hitler was the bulldog for black people. Like, because Hitler was eliminating the wealthy people that was trying to control everything. I was like, whoa.
Well-
And I don't know if that's what they really was going to talk about in that room, but I had to go get my own interpretation because I don't know.
So my thing is this: anything that the United States says is bad, you have to research it. If they say Hitler is bad, they said voodoo is bad. They say the stuff that was going on in Louisiana was bad. Anything that they try to make you run away from is where you should at least try to start doing your research from.
You talking about the Gorilla Glue lip dude or the Gorilla Glue hair girl?
And I'm talking about the
That was
Gitchy,
Louisiana.
them Gitchy people that's down there that be doing all of that stuff down there. Not
You
saying
not mess with no people from Louisiana.
I'm not messing with them. I can say what I want to say now.
right.
You can't put the roots.
You
and
wake
none of
up
that
with
on
some
me.
chicken bones wrapped around your ankles.
As long as the chicken
Bacardi
bone is
and a
connected to my
cigar.
wife, it don't even matter. That you all go ahead and follow your history and do some research on your history, because at the end of the day, you need to know where you come from. If that's the reason why we end up getting defeated and put in bondage before, is because we didn't know where we came from. It was beat out of us. Now you have the ability to go to the library and read up about your history, know what's going on in your local area, because Mrs. Deshaun Powell, she's local to the Jacksonville area. The question is that, dudes, anybody of you that's out there, does any of you know who she is? But I'm putting it out there now to show respect and pay homage and give them their flowers while they're here. Because you start hearing about people after they gone, or she did this, or he did that, or they did this, but it's all after they've been put in the ground. So my goal is to make sure that you hear about people while they are here. All right? So
Amen.
moving
Thank
on.
you. Thank you, brother.
Exactly.
What is he eating?
Ashley.
He eating a mango.
You ain't stopped
Eating
eating
the
since
mango.
before the show started.
I'm practicing.
No, it's an
Apple.
apple now.
Not eating that.
Practicing.
So before we get started, I want to go ahead and bring up our guest that's in the studio. She's a friend of the show, the Signal 27 show. You all know her, especially if you into the comedy scene here in the city. Y'all know who Jenn Weeks is. Jenn, go ahead and let them know what's going on with you.
Hey guys, I'm comedian Jenn Weeks. What's going on with me?
I don't know what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? Because you came in.
What do I have going on right now? I was doing the Powell with Pastor Terry radio show segment. I have been a segment called So Did You Hear? I've been doing that for almost 5 years. I stopped doing that. Mm-hmm. So on my social medias, I'm ramping up my YouTube with videos. And on my social media, I do a segment called Listen. Okay. Because I say listen so much. You do that, I do. And so I started doing Listen. So I do it twice a week now. I'm gonna bump it up to 3 times a week. Well, I just say whatever's on my mind. I don't care what I'm talking about. The dude who licked the back of my neck in the laundromat. True story. True story.
Hold on. Wait.
The Mexican neighbor who was like, "You like sex?" But he was asking me if I like sex. Whatever. I just post something crazy.
No.
You shouldn't have opened with that because we ain't gonna let it go.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
True story. This was some years ago. Yeah.
We're gonna have to come back to
He's
that.
Like, wait.
He's
like, you ain't gonna glide past that.
Here's my question: is like, how did he get so close to the back of your neck for him to,
So I was putting my clothes in the washer, and he had sat there and talked to me the whole time. So by this time, it's time to put them in the dryer. So I didn't put it in the dryer. He even helped me. I'm washing my linens. He putting everything in the dryer for me. I turn around to get my change first. I set it up on a washer, and I turn around, and he pins me to the washer.
Oh, that sounds like some real.
I'm talking about baby licked my neck aggressively. Like I felt the bumps on his tongue. Like I was team light skin on my neck for like 2 weeks. I promise you.
Yeah, like
it just came out of nowhere. And that was my first time meeting him. I had never met him.
He probably heard that song, my neck, my back, my and my crack. All that. I didn't feel.
No, that is an experience.
So how long did it take from the lick to him hitting the floor
to the Kaya song?
I was so in shock when I turned around. He was smiling. He was like, "You needed that."
Hey!
I don't think I did. I think I would.
Yo, you got tongue rapists that are in laundromats. That is crazy,
That's
yo.
Some Trump grab her by the pussy shit.
Hey, I'm watching Ashley because I think she gonna teach us how to be the woman lessons.
No, this is crazy. So I understand that you also have a seasonal podcast. Is that correct as well, right?
Yes, it is called A Splash of Laughter with myself and comedian Lady AJ. We did season 1 last year. We ended it in December, so we should be ramping up for season 2. Fingers crossed on that.
Okay, fingers are crossed on that. I've watched a couple of episodes. I definitely enjoyed myself while watching. Y'all make sure that y'all go out there and support us right there on Facebook, and they do it live. Them are 2 of the craziest women that I know. And it just so happened that they put them on a platform together, so everything is all not off the table with their show. You know what I mean? So I want to get into your comedy background. Yes. When did you start doing comedy?
I started comedy. I did my first comedy show in 2010. For David, baby.
My man.
You really walked in here with a bowl with a mango in it. Where's all this? Is that still mango?
Yeah.
Because you switched up to apple. Okay, this baby is a whole fruit stand over here. I'm sorry. I got distracted.
My man is Latino. El leto. You want the mango?
I'm going to be right here licking necks before the show is over. You got to have some chocolate to wash it all down. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, so I've been doing comedy. This will be my 11th year. And I started,
congratulations.
When I say on accident, I was not intending to do comedy at all.
So who got you into doing comedy? At least you said it was by accident. So how did this accident happen?
I was on the bus. This church I used to go to, we had a women's trip. We went to Savannah. We're on our way back. So me and some other ladies, we sitting in the back and we were just talking about being single and different guys trying to date us and things like that. And people were laughing. So this lady came up to me and was like, "I have a friend who's a comedian and he's doing a comedy show. And I want to put you on." And I was like, "Okay, girl." But I didn't think anything of it because I remember hearing Steve Harvey in an interview on something. He was like, "It's work. You have to work." And I was like, "I got a job." So I was like, "I'm good." You know what I mean? So long story short, I end up getting in touch with the guy and come to his house. And literally we get there and he's like, "Come into the stage." And he has a spotlight in his living room. Luckily, he didn't call me up first, so it gave me time to think of stuff, But so that's how I got started. My very first show, I did 15 minutes.
Oh wow!
The very first show.
And how did it go?
It went good. Now, what's different is how now we leave. Sometimes we go up there and we have our set, but you still leave space for random, like whether it's something in the crowd. I ain't leave space for none of that. I memorized that thing like an Easter speech. I knew where my pauses was gonna go and everything. You know what I mean? But it went really good. And actually, Chip was on that very first show with me.
Oh,
so I've been rolling with Chippy.
All right.
Yeah.
That's our co-host for all y'all that don't know.
Yes,
he'll be coming back soon. You know what I'm saying? My brother is
like
going
an acid trip.
Yeah, he's on vacation. He's on hiatus right about now.
He ran out of ATIS about weeks ago.
I thought you were gonna tell us that Chip House was the one with the spotlight. That's what I thought.
Oh no! It wasn't.
No,
that was.
His
name was the Cleaner.
The Cleaner.
Yes, I think that was
Laundromats and cleaners, huh?
Yeah. Hey, Ashley said the laundromat is interesting or not safe. I want to know what happened to Ashley in the laundromat.
Well, we'll talk.
Well,
no. Here's what we're gonna do. Since Ashley is one of the previous persons that be in our chat, that's Mother of Dragons. I'll be reaching out to you, Ashley, after the show to get your schedule so we can go ahead and talk about your laundromat experience. Yeah. All right?
Hey, I say we shoot a video of her going to the laundromat and washing clothes and just see what kind of crazy-ish happens.
I don't think that people are going to do that to her now because she's been known to be violent based off of these comments here.
She's violent?
Hey. You know what I'm saying? I lie to you not. I think it's but nonetheless, back to Jenn. You know what I mean? The starting out of comedy was by accident, being with Chip. Now, you are considered now to be one of the vets, especially for comics that are coming in. How would you now pay it forward for those new comics that are coming in? What's some advice that you would give to a new comic that's coming straight off the street?
Right. Work on your material. Right. Even if, like in the times that we're in, we can't always get to an open mic, you can still write.
Yes.
Because I know some people's like, I don't write. I don't. Like, you ain't Lil Wayne. This ain't, you just, I'm coming off the dome. You can't, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, and I have this thing about, I don't, especially being like at Comedy Zone, being MCs, we get to MC the weekend shows. I come in still doing my thing. I don't want to grab on the coattails of anybody else. If they ask, hey, can you come, on tour with me, whatever, that's cool, but I'm not in it for that.
Right.
So, write and stop worrying about who supports you. If you build it, they will come.
All right.
Talk to them, guys.
Period. Don't be my family ain't never there. Stop putting these whack. Oh, I almost cussed.
Come on,
stop
don't
putting
let
these
it
whack
out.
posts on Facebook about nobody support me or whatever.
Hey, tell me
do
about
something for them to support. Your support will come to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So write and don't worry about other people. Period.
Okay.
Exactly.
And I can piggyback. Can I piggyback on the second one?
Absolutely.
I write.
Veggie back for the vegan community.
Come on,
You stupid. My man dumb. I'm sorry. Yo, in reference to the support, you're absolutely right. The people that you are close to, you come to find out your family people are some of your biggest critics. Like, you're going to have family members that are going to support you, and they're going to be family members that don't want to see you be shit. And they don't want to support you at all. Won't come to none of your stuff at all.
And
they know what you're doing. They know exactly how you're going, but all they know is that, that's that little dirty bastard that was running around the house with the pamp on. They don't see you better than what you are until that particular situation happened. And then now, that's my brother or my sister, my niece or nephew. Right? No, we weren't. I was like, at the end of the day, because we're at the Comedy Zone too, we offer free shows.
Free.
So people say in Jacksonville there's nothing to do. How is it nothing to do when you get a free comedy show on a Tuesday and Wednesday? You like you can actually look like a baller. And be like, listen, we're gonna do this comedy show, we're gonna get something to eat, then I'm gonna take you home. And all you did was spend maybe like $15. Because the $15 for you to get something to eat, you can get it, and for $10 you can get a big thing of nachos and share it and make it like a date. You know what I'm saying? So you get comedy and food. You know what I'm saying?
Comedy.
But sometimes you can't even, like, for an example, I'll do this.
Come on,
I'll
man.
throw this out there. I had left the Comedy Zone and I started doing comedy at the Comedy Club of Jack's, right? And he had provided me with some exposure and things like that. Well, I was doing a show with Bruh Man from the 5th Floor, right? From Martin, right?
Yes.
So he's a co-host or co-talent on the Martin Lawrence show. Well, Martin also ended up coming to the Veterans Memorial Arena. So I'm telling these people, listen, I got these tickets. I'm opening up for Bruh Man from the 5th Floor or whatever. I get a call from a young lady. Okay, we want to get tickets. So I'm like, okay, cool. I waited to get the tickets, and I told them, listen, I'm opening. Oh, no, I thought you were selling Martin tickets. And I was like, well, no, I'm not. I never said I was selling tickets to see Martin. I've told you I'm going to see Bruh Man, and it had his name on there. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see him. No, we don't want to buy the tickets unless we're able to go see Martin. And I'm not saying that was a bad thing, but you had me out there waiting, and you ain't going to even get the tickets, and you think you was going to get a deal to go to the Veterans Memorial Arena to see the tickets. I'd be like, man, you done lost your mind. But then at the end of the day, here's what I do. Just like Jenn said, I'm going to send you to a place to get the tickets. I'm not going out my way for you to get the tickets. You know where I'm going to be at, and I'm putting it out there. At the end of the day, if you want to come see me and you want to come support and see what I'm doing, then you'll do so. But if you don't want to do that, I'm not going to hate you. You can do whatever you want to do with your money. But when I make it, though.
When you make it. I knew the preacher was going to come. I just
when I make it, though.
Not in the sermon.
Don't come to my instant messenger. Don't come to my
don't do it.
Don't DM me.
Don't DM me.
Because the answer gonna be get your fuck. Never mind. Let me. No,
At least he ain't called us funky bitches yet.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I stopped doing that. That was 2020. Okay. Now.
I thought he was going.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I've become a better person.
What's that pastor name that was eating that member out?
Pastor. No, we see.
Pastor Wilson. It was Wilson.
Yeah, where's this coming from?
I'm just saying. I'm trying to get you to tap into that energy.
I don't need the lick him down energy from a pastor. No.
He anointed her.
No.
He anointed that member.
No.
He had to give that holy milk.
No, y'all retarded. No. So, in closing, not in closing, because Jenn is going to be here for the main topic. I just want to know, that's her ideal of paying it forward. Now,
no, hold up. And I also, when I had the room at Two Saints, they closed, not because of the pandemic. They was ready to close. They did military for years, retired from there. They like, we want to be like without a job for real. We want to chill. We retired for real. But when I was doing that, if I knew of comics, if you were new to the stage, I would give them time.
Yeah, she gave us
that is true. That is true.
I would always try to give people time. If you're new, hey, come out, check it out. Even I tried to do, I only found one, but a teenager, I let him come out twice. Try to work the stage, letting him know, okay, when they light you, get off the stage. Certain things. So, I mean, I always try to play it for, because my thing is, I don't know what my end game is. I want to enjoy the journey, and wherever it takes me, fine. But on the way, like, you can still bless people. You can still, you know what I mean? You can still help people out because somebody helped you out. And even if they didn't, you don't have to be like they are.
That is true.
You know what I mean?
So, have you, with that being said, has there been, and you don't have to name names, just probably
we naming names today. No,
that's what I'm talking about. Get them names out there to get the first initial.
And I'll tell you, I'll let you know. There's been. I know as a comic, I have messed up some things, but has there ever been an experience where you had, because we know that your room was a clean room. Has there ever been an experience where a comic who didn't know that your room was clean came in there doing comedy that wasn't the type of comedy that needed to be done? Or have you experienced where a comic came up there and was like funny or was not funny, and then you had to be like, oh, no, you need to stop. You know what I mean?
Well, first of all, they always knew it was clean. I made sure of that. Now, y'all know I would send y'all a detailed, y'all inbox be blowing up like, hey, I was very OCD, like, make sure you know, I made sure you knew everything. So everybody knew, but there have been times where they have slipped up.
Okay.
And I think it wasn't so much the owners, but I think the audience, it was depending on who was there.
Who, me?
It was.
No, please keep going.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm like,
depending on who was there, maybe they were offended. But there have been times when there have been a few slip-ups.
Oh, okay.
And one time I said to one of the men, I said, well, hey, you mentioned something about prostitution.
Yeah.
And there were children there.
Lord have mercy.
And he's an older comic. He said, Well, if he know what a prostitute is, then good for him. Like, he did not care. He was like,
Right.
look, you know.
That sounds like something I would say.
Yeah, and there have been times when I've had people to come out and they wasn't that funny. Let them come again. They still wasn't that funny. Or you already know this, but you've been here before. You
And
know
they
the
don't
type of
wanna work,
attitude
yeah.
is. And you ain't been working on your comedy. You doing the same stuff you did 6 months ago when I let you come. And you out in the parking lot drinking. And you got a stuttering problem. You can't talk your way and you slurring. So stuff like that, and you will not come back. You will get snatched.
You need to rebuke them.
So it's you know, yeah, we've had both cases, but you know.
So at the end of the day, listen, new comics, we are going to be putting together a buffer system for people who want to act like they want to do comedy. I think, I'm going to be real honest, how Fred does it at the Comedy Zone as far as buffering the comics before they get in, I think it's a good thing. You know what I mean? I think honestly,
you mean like a fluffer?
No, it's just
I'm trying.
no, it's just a buffer window. Like, okay, well, listen, you got a certain amount of time, and let's hear what you got.
Yeah.
And then, if you're not funny, then you just not funny.
Right.
And the fact that that's his spot, he has a choice.
They will
Right.
kick you out.
Right, and if you're not funny, you just not funny. And then that's one of the differences I've seen in like individual spots. I've seen people that have rooms, and they were like, okay, it's an open mic, and then but you haven't buffered the people to come in for the open mic. You know what I mean? And I know people say open mic is supposed to be for new comics. Yeah, it is supposed to, but you should have something written out to be able to bring the funny. I think honestly how Def Jam did it, how Fred is doing it, I think that you should go up and do your material, and if it make me laugh, then I'll put you on. But if it don't make me laugh, then you need to go on back to the drawing board.
Well, Leroy, I seen people put on a show and make people pay to get in, and everybody they had on the flyer was not what you call a comedian that worked on the craft. Like they might have had one joke that if they maybe get a laugh in one joke out of their whole set, and that was the flyer. And I said to myself, because they let me come up, and I even have people, and I'm just a regular guy. I don't even try to get all this fame and claim and all that. I still got work to do. But people come up to me and say, if you wouldn't have been on that show, we was gonna ask for our money back.
Yo, my whole thing is
So
this.
I was like,
There are certain places that I noticed that I don't do competitions anymore. Mm-hmm. I used to do comedy competitions. I don't do those anymore because those are the king of the bring 'em crews. That's the ones where it's like, listen, bring 10 people. You know what I mean? And then of course, if you bring in more than 10 people, you're guaranteed to pretty much win the competition. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think that there should be a better way to do competitions in reference to comedy. Like, okay, yeah, bring 10 people, but we have individual judges. So it don't matter what your count is as far as the people you bring. It should be,
I'm sorry.
Why they ban Ashley?
They banned Ashley for some reason.
I don't know.
Y'all shouldn't have
Ashley,
did
if
that.
you can hear us, we still love you.
Right. Well, I don't have any moderators in the chat,
But
so
you check
we
us out on
didn't do it.
Instagram.
We didn't do it.
Right.
We are on the ground right now, so just switch on over.
Why y'all hating on Ashley, man? Y'all some haters.
But it's okay, Ashley. We'll get you. Nonetheless, I don't do the shows in reference to where you got to bring somebody. I just refuse to do those anymore. Because I'm here in Jacksonville. I've been here since 2002, but my audience of who I have is different from David's audience or Jen's audience because you all were raised here. You from Jacksonville, right?
No. I'm originally from Alabama.
That's
I've
right.
been
You
here
are
for a
from
long
Alabama.
time.
And I didn't move here until I was a teenager. My grandparents are from here.
But you went to high school here, so you got high school.
Well, I did go to
Junior high and high school, yes.
Right. I didn't
from
come.
here.
That don't mean no talking to people.
Hey,
Yo.
and you know how they treat me like a stepchild. You know what I'm saying? Most of them. But I don't be complaining because just like Jen say, just do your thing. The people going to come who's supposed to come to you.
Right.
I don't complain about it. It is what it is. When I blow up, just like you said, Leroy, don't come to me afterwards.
Right.
I never knew when you go from me, you work of iniquity. Don't think I don't know the word.
Work of
I know you're
iniquity.
not.
Everything you done to me.
You say iniquity?
Iniquity.
Oh,
Iniquity.
But I think I disagree with you a little bit. On the topic of open, like if it's an open mic, okay, and y'all come there to work y'all craft, cool. But still, right, have something with you. Don't just be up there like,
My God.
This darn chip.
I knew
Yes.
it.
Block.
It was a matter-
Block. He don't need to go to Facebook jail. But now on some of the shows, now I agree because there are some people that have put on shows and it's like y'all don't know what y'all doing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like at all. And there's definitely a difference from being funny at home around the house and getting on stage. Sometimes that don't transfer over. Sometimes you just funny at the house at the cookout. I have seen it happen.
And they should.
Somebody I knew like, oh, they finna be fired.
Yeah, and they shouldn't do that. Take people money if you know you're not really giving them funny, because it makes a bad stigma for all us. Because then people be nervous. They be like, "Who you got on the show?" But nobody want to waste their money and their time.
Right.
You know, their money and their time is valuable.
And speaking of that, that's a good transition to roll into the next topic of discussion. Our main topic for this evening is called Successfully Unfunny. The reason why I wanted to do this was because all of us on the panel right now are comedians. We all have done something on stage, if it be Comedy Zone, dealing with what is the funny business, dealing with funny business here in the South. So we all have been on stages multiple times. We've had our good times and we've had our bad times. But what happens when you become so successful? I just want to know from other comics' perspective. Like, I've just witnessed Kevin Hart. Now, a lot of people would say Kevin Hart is a funny comedian. Me personally, and this is just my own personal preference, the beginning stages of Kevin Hart I felt was funny. And I think one of his funniest bits to me, and it cracks me up every time, is the bit where he and his friend are at like a ranch and they throw a pin at an ostrich. And this ostrich, and what? Kevin being small, I'm just serious. Just find it. Just say Kevin Hart in the ostrich joke. I swear this joke, it cracks me up every time I hear it because of how he acts it out. But then I recently saw his current special that he put on Netflix. And granted, it might be because he needed to get on stage as well as work out some things. I can understand that. I personally didn't think this particular, and I sat through the whole thing.
Right.
I personally didn't think this particular special was as funny as his past specials. Now, that does not mean that he's not funny. Now, in the movies, he's funny. I give him that. The way he acts is funny, but this is in reference solely to being a stand-up comic. I don't think this particular special was his funniest. I think, in my own personal experience, I think it's because there isn't anything that you can kind of relate to your people with when doing comedy. And that's just what I think. What do y'all think about that? I'm going to leave it on the table for anybody who want to add.
I do think like his first and second special compared to the last couple, there's been a shift. I didn't like the first couple of ones were hysterical to me, and these were okay. And this last one, the last one where he does it from his house, I think I liked it for a different reason because I felt that comedian part of me felt that I needed to get on stage. Like the first time I got back on stage, I was like, oh, this crack is so good. Not that I've ever done crack, but you know what I mean? So I felt like that's what he needed, but it wasn't the best stuff. And I do think as he's gotten higher to different levels of success doing movies, and now he's so much business side, running his own business and doing all these other things, writing movies and stuff. He may not have, he probably don't have the time, and he's not putting in the grind in necessarily because at this point he ain't got to worry about it. He really don't have to do no more specials.
Right.
He got so much other stuff going on. You know what I mean?
True.
So I do feel like it's a different. Now he's up there, but I also feel like comics like Dion Cole or Earthquake, who've been doing it. They've been doing it for years, but I feel like Earthquake and even DC Curry, they're a little more. They still have that grit to them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know what could be? The fact that Kevin Hart's is so seen. I think a lot of people think that, or you're right, Earthquake, Dion Cole, exactly, oversaturation. I think that's what's the case. Because I was thinking, I saw an interview where Eddie Murphy stating that he was going to come back, and this was an old one. This is after he already left. He had done Harlem Nights, and he was on the Arsenio Hall show. And when he said, no, I don't think I'm going to come back because there are funnier comics that are out there now. And then he mentioned Damon Wayans. Okay, and I was like, okay, so he understands that, I have reached a level of success, but I think it might have halted my comedic growth as far as a stand-up. So I ask you this. You have Steve Harvey, who is doing radio. Now, I thought Steve Harvey was funny up until he did the joke when it came to Mr. Turner. I thought the Mr. Turner, you never saw that one. That's when he mentioned Mr. Turner. He can't fire Turner. Turner coming in and shut all of this down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I like that one.
But then afterwards, the question is going to be, if he was to return to comedy right now, would he be funny? Is there anything that's going on in his life that would allow him to relate to anybody else that's normal?
Well, I personally think any of those comedians, if you started out as a comedian, you can't forget your base and your roots from what you come from and your life experiences. So to me, you should never run out of funny because you just find a different way of repackaging what you started with. You feel me? He got a bunch of premises already. We talking about Kevin Hart. He got a bunch of premises that he can go back to and add more to it. Y'all know how it is with a joke.
That's
it's
right.
like it never ends. We find another way to add some more on to it. Now, I heard Eddie Murphy talk about when they got rich, they just went in front of their audience and started talking about being wealthy, and the audience didn't know how to relate to that because they didn't have that type of wealth.
Right.
But you got to look at your feelings because you still feel. Like, how do you feel about people who's not grinding and building and do whatever? How do you feel about the food? How do you feel about how they trying to influence the culture? How do you feel about now you really don't have to pay people and people complain a lot? It's like, to me, I wouldn't run out of material because you go to social media and just watch on Facebook and you would get a 30-minute set.
Yeah, Chip makes a point. He said, why put out something if you don't have no passion? That's in reference to Eddie Murphy. I think everybody know that comedy comes from a dark place. You have comics that are out there who do have money, but that are extremely funny. One of the comics a lot of people put out there would be Cat Williams. But I think Cat Williams' funny comes from a lot of controversy. Of course, he's been in the news doing this, so people want to go see why this little man is causing such a big problem. You know what I mean?
And he gonna tell the truth.
I want to have
Right.
a quick. I want to have a quick
I was
end
too high.
about Cat Williams. I had a talk with Jenn that went on tour with him for a while, and this was a weekend chat I think we had on Clubhouse. I'm not sure, but she had the privilege of going to like Cat Williams' house and whatnot, and she said there was a thing that looked like a raggedy rock sitting on the counter. He told her to go pick it up, and she he asked her what that was, and she said that's an ugly looking rock. He said take it and turn it over. She said she turned it over. It was the beautiful crystals. A beautiful crystal like you would never imagine.
Story behind
He said sometimes you look at people on the outside and you never get to see them on the inside.
That's good.
I like that she shared the story that at his house is crystals and spiritual thing, and he's this real spiritual person that mainstream media not gonna show you, and he probably not show you. But we got to learn that we can't judge people because they got something else going on that we don't know about. That's probably beautiful. You feel me?
So I think it is, right? We all know a lot of people say they put their comedy beginnings starting off with Richard Pryor. Now Richard Pryor has made a lot of movies and a lot of money. The question is going to be why after all of that, why was Richard Pryor still funny?
Yes.
After all of that.
Because his life, he never abandoned.
You're absolutely right. It is his life. This is a man who ended up doing all of those shows with that white dude, end up doing own movies and stuff like that. But then at the end of the day, with all of that going on, still burnt up himself in a bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Smoking or freebasing cocaine or whatever it was. Now, giving that time, right? In that time period, a lot of people were freebasing and doing cocaine. So he still, even with all of his money, he still had something that he can relate to the people to be able to bring or make something to make people laugh because they can agree with it.
Right.
Now, the question is going to be, what does Kevin Hart, what does Steve Harvey, what does Eddie Murphy, what do they have that will still be able to relate to the people of this time? Like right now, if I was going to do comedy, I would strictly start off with women's hair because our women are now coming back to their natural hair. But now the struggle is real because men don't know what to do. That's just a topic. It's like, okay,
What you mean?
We don't. It's like, okay,
worship them. Get on, you drop on your knees and pray to them.
Just get him.
I tell you what to do.
Yeah, you talk. I'm not speaking in reference to worship. It's
That's
like
a goddess.
you watching their struggle, and you want to be able to help with their struggle because now they don't know what to do with their hair now. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that their hair was ever bad or anything, but just look at it as a young woman who decided they want to grow their hair out, don't know what products to use, don't know how to do this. Takes so long to do this. I'm like, they say, man, I might as well should have kept my hair permed out because it takes forever.
Not
Hey,
me.
Reggie.
I
True,
see
it's a struggle.
the locks ain't really that hard to maintain. I see a goddess with locks, and I'm like, oh my.
Because you don't know what products work for you. You know what worked for the other person. You don't know what your scalp gonna do with it. Yeah, the different. Well, this side of my hair is a 4B or 4C. Listen, all these textures, you know.
So that's all I'm saying. I just think
I just don't want them using those glues and those toxic things because I saw a video where they showed the under scalping of people that use that glue, and I'm like, oh my God, can they just like sew in a piece of Velcro and then snack it on to the Velcro or something? Like, don't put the chemicals on there. That's
Have you seen eyelash lice?
I saw it.
When they put the fake lashes on.
It made my stomach turn.
Lice.
I've seen it.
Hair lice.
Yes.
On your eyelashes.
He's not lying. They showed it.
Oh, wow.
is this lice? Is this on white women? Because I only heard that white women get lice.
What on their eyelashes?
On their eyelashes, and the lice start burrowing into your
Don't gross the people out here. You're going too deep.
It's like herpes bumps.
Oh,
Damn.
Jesus. Oh wow.
Okay, no. From this point forward, you ain't putting that shit on your face.
Not nary.
Let 'em be
Nair
natural, bro.
nutter.
Natural.
You don't need to. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if I see that you look like you done let
Gorilla Glue.
never mind. I'm about to say something really
don't
ignorant. Thank
say
you,
nothing.
Keita.
Yeah, you said
That's
go far.
disgusting. That is so
You said
disgusting.
go far.
But back to the topic at hand. As far as being successful, how do you all feel that once, because I'm not saying if, I'm saying once, because we all going to be there. My whole goal is that if one of us make it, we all make it. And I'm going to be real honest with you, I have a list of comics that have been in my fold that once I get there, I'm putting on.
Boom.
That's just what it is.
If my cannabis stock blow up, I don't have to use that money for y'all, do I?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
It's your cannabis stock.
We're gonna be living the high life, baby.
Literally. Hey, what you doing? Oh, you know. But that's just my goal. And a lot of people are like, well, Leroy, you can't bring everybody with you. And I was like, I don't need to bring everybody with me. Every person that's made it, even Kevin Hart said, and I give it to them, you have to have a team. And if you watch Kevin Hart's show, he has a team. Okay. So at the end of the day, he even has a group of comics that are under him. You know what I mean? And Jenn, I think, brought it up as far as Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish is doing something that other comics really ain't doing right now. Other comics aren't putting other comics on. Tiffany Haddish is decided to break bread with other comics through Netflix who would have not normally been on Netflix at all or even been given the opportunity. People got to understand that you have to create the opportunity for other comics. Like right now, we wondering like, okay, well, when is Def Jam going to come back? When is this going to come back? When is that going to come back? No, why aren't you bringing something back for comics to be able to get on?
Hey, that's kind of what we doing with Oneness TV show. We got they doing a weekly stand-up comedy show and I'm emceeing it. But I want to ask you this, Leroy, when you blow up and bring us up, can we be like the glass cup boys? Because I don't want to be plastic because it could get a puncture. It just don't seem like a strong structure. Like I wouldn't want to be referred to as plastic. So can we be the glass?
I probably wouldn't even have a name for a group like that. My thing would be is that I'm in the trenches with my crew. So what I mean by that is like I don't look at Kevin Hart and then the Plastic Cup Boys. I look at 85 South Show.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you see the 85 South Show, you don't see Chico Bean. You don't see DC Young Fly. You see the 85 South Show. And these are the guys on the 85 South Show. Or when you watch Wildin' Out. You hear about Nick Cannon.
Right.
But when you see Wildin' Out, you see them. You see the show. So that's the way I look at it. Well, if I come up and I'm able to make it, I'm able to put everybody on, bam, we getting ready to do this show, then bam, that's what you're going to see. Then all of a sudden, how do you grow or how do you build your own platform from this particular show? You see the little white girl who was doing the raps now got her album coming out. DC Young Fly is pushing out his comedy specials. You already have Chico Bean and I can't remember the other guy's name who's on there that are growing through the 85 South show, that's where they're getting their exposure from. It's what kind of opportunity are you planning to do with what's been given? I created the Signal 27 show for comics to be able to get put on. And Jen, we just talked about this earlier. Jen said, Leroy, I remember back in the day, you used to have everybody on the show, but I had to go through. Go ahead, tell him.
He let 32 people, everybody just show up. I'm glad it wasn't COVID back then. Leroy had, just show up. Look, if I know your name, come, but I'm glad that you found what works and who works for your show.
Oh, he ran them. He ran them through the gauntlet, and some of them ran over here toward me. Because since I was the lightest and the smallest, they thought they could come on here. But I'm one of them mean chihuahuas that'll bite through on your ankle skin. I'll bite you on your ankle skin. You gonna feel it.
No, but see, I have different goals. When it comes to doing comedy, I've learned that, and I'll just give my own personal experience. I want to thank Jenn, because Jenn has put me on to meeting with one comic that put me on a show. For a clean show. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want there to be no animosity or anything like that. But but then I messed up after he put me on a show. After he put me on a show, I did a joke, and the joke just didn't turn right the way it was, because you know how I did it. But then it kind of went downhill from there. You know what I'm saying? Not sure if the relationship is still the same or whatnot, but just the fact that Jenn thought of me to fill in for a specific individual, I was like, well, thank you for that. And then just recently with another drop in the bucket for me, you know what I mean? Because that particular person didn't have to take my information, but she did. Right. And that can give me more exposure. So I don't ever forget who has done things for me. I always want to acknowledge it, especially while it's on my forefront. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that as a comic, when we make it, we're going to make mistakes, but I just want to bring the right people with me. You're absolutely right. I had to put people through the gauntlet. You know what I'm saying? And Keita was like, yo, and Keita will even come to me. That's my wife, for all y'all that don't know. Then Keita be like, well, listen, Leroy, I don't think that this person going to work out. And I was like, no, Keita, you got to let me go. No, I don't know. She got to go. Then next thing you know, there's a titty on Facebook. And next thing you know.
It was a swollen portobello mushroom.
Oh, you remember?
I remember.
You were there.
That group chat was.
That group chat. That's
that group chat.
Leroy shut that group chat down. Like, I don't want to talk to y'all no more.
Because they kept trying to start something. And then, when you try to get this work, you gonna get this work. You mess around, come over here and want this work. y'all don't know. Look. I might not be from the streets, but we clown where I come from. You feel me?
So my whole thing is this: once either one of us get there, and I'm not saying that everybody has to go by my ideology. They don't. Certain people don't. You know what I mean?
You a leader.
So they don't have to go by my ideology. They don't. But for those who are close to me, I'ma always look out for those who supported me. I've always been saying it on camera at all times. Even when there are businesses that supported me, like Two Saints. Two Saints never had to think twice. Hey, listen, we need somebody to do some comedy. Call Leroy. Leroy gonna be there because I supported y'all, because they supported me. It's just like that. Like my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law got her pictures, Kevin and Kiki's photos to smile for. They took pictures of us for our first photo shoot.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I give them the support that they need? You know what I mean? And that's just the way it's supposed to be. Now, when I get to that next level, though, I'm using the people that's been supporting me. I'm not unless there's like relationships that have been broken, but I'm not in the business to breaking relationships. Right. You know what I mean? Unless you all decide to do that. You know what I mean? And I'm not the type of person that's going to argue. I'm just going to stop talking to you.
And I want to put a disclaimer. I want to put a disclaimer.
I ain't say nothing.
I want to put a disclaimer out there. Y'all out there, and y'all know me, and we worked together in the past. And y'all must see my producer, because he just called me and such talking about, yeah, I know David Emanuel. Hey, you better be careful, because if they come to me and say, do you know such and such? And we had some things that you did wrong, I'm going to tell them everything about it. I don't have friends. I don't have friends, because you ain't going to use my name for no vouch for you. And I know you do some things that ain't good. And like you done been on the show high before and forget your words. Or you drank and mumble all over the mic. Like, I'm going to tell the producer that, because I'm just telling you, I'm letting you know, because it's going to come back and reflect on me when you do that. You see what I'm saying? I do this craft. I ain't never been drunk on stage. I don't get high. I might drink once a year, to be honest with you. So I'm just saying, you better not put my name in your mouth.
Yeah, keep his name out your mouth. He don't know you.
Let me tell them who I want on the show, because you're going to represent me, and I want to look good. Some of y'all ugly. I said that before the show.
Yep. And
I ain't judging you.
And to Chip, I was not. I was a little perturbed.
Perturbed about what?
Yo, because it was something that happened a while ago, but Jenn went off.
Jenn had to go off on somebody?
Baby, you remember that? What was it? It was a y'all were going somewhere.
It was a movie thing, right?
Something. And I was supposed to come, but I wasn't feeling good, so I was like, I'm gonna get up and come.
Yeah.
But Chip won't call me, and I'm on the way. Was like, why I just get Leroy the ticket? Yeah, I remember that.
My Lord.
And I was like,
Leroy they did see Chip know me. Chip know me. Y'all knew one side of me. Y'all had met the other side.
Yeah,
I had never met that.
Never seen that side.
I know I never did, and I was like, yo, what the did I do?
Yeah, we
Chip
got
was
good.
cool. Like, y'all relax. She'll be all right.
Yeah, we got good spirit. We can't handle Jenn like that. Jen, we can't handle the naughty head version of Jenn. Like that liquor I used to drink that way back in the day. I don't want that no more.
No, I just needed to. Now that I know, it's not going to be a shocker. It's going to be like, oh, okay, well, that's what it is. All right, well, then listen, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm going to call you, see if you're all right.
She's just so sweet and nice to me, like most people not. So I don't even know. I don't even want to see nothing else. That's all I know.
No. So, but that was crazy. That was an experience nonetheless, So before we close, I did have one more thing I wanted to know, and this is just for the entire panel. We all are comics.
I didn't get to do my health section, so I just show y'all the fruit.
No, we're going to go through that because we're about to hit intermission, right? As far as comics that have been influential in you all's lives, who going down the road, which comic would you say has given you that you looked up to that have been influential in creating your comedy standards? David, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to say I like Chris Rock. Not that I have developed my style off of his, because, I came up doing comedy from the streets, the cul-de-sac. And, I have my own style, but I like studying him. I am studying him, and, you just want us to name one, right?
Yeah, I mean, whichever ones that brings up, that comes to mind to you.
Well, it's a lot of greats, but I put Chris Rock's style up there first. Like, I want to kind of tap into that type of style a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I like Dave Chappelle and Faison and DL. I can name all of them, man. Corey Holcomb. I like all of them. So I wasn't in a place where I studied other comedians because I didn't know we were supposed to do that.
Right.
And once I learned we supposed to do that to honor and respect the craft, I started reading books. I'm probably on book number 7. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And I'm listening to people now and studying the craft and working on the back end. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to honor the craft. Like, when I transition over to the ancestral realm, you don't want our veteran comedians being up there like, yo, you suck. You made us look bad. You shouldn't even been in the craft. They're going to do that at the pearly gates. You ain't going to be able to do no comedy up in heaven. It's a stage in heaven. Some of y'all ain't going to be able to get on it. I'm just going to keep it real.
That heavenly stage.
If you got to do an open mic in heaven, your life ain't worth nothing.
Yeah. So I would say for me,
I guess we need to be funny as hell then.
I would say for me, it would have to be, I got 2. Now it's 3. And it just so happens that out of the 3, 2 of them are no longer here. Okay. I took a lot of my inspiration in the beginning for my comedy as to Bernie Mac. You know what I'm saying? I just liked his delivery, his presence, and everything. And this was before he was kind of big. You know what I mean? It's like I liked him in the Players Club and this. And then when I saw him on the Kings of Comedy, that was it for me, right? I was like, yo, I like that. Now, I didn't start doing comedy until like 10 years after that came out. You know what I mean? But I still went into it. After that, you mentioned Corey Holcomb. I like Corey Holcomb's tenacity on stage. Yes. Basically, he says what he wants to say, and he don't care how you feel about it, and he stands on it. I give him that. And then Patrice O'Neal, the late, great Patrice O'Neal, who also is just as crazy on stage, but the way he words his aneurysms, I guess is that a word? I'm looking at you because you outword that.
Aneurysm when people die like a brain.
Aneurysm.
Right. Aneurysm.
Right. But what?
How about mannerism?
Mannerism. Thank you. I'm thinking. I'm waiting for my wife to put something in the chat to say I fucked up. Okay.
Feel good not to be the only dumb person on the show. I feel good.
I'm supposed to be a comedian.
But his mannerisms on stage, just his ad libs and stuff like that, I kind of take from. So those are like the 3 comics that I study the most. But when I go on stage, it there's no telling. I kind of picked up a lot of things from Deion Cole too, because I noticed that Deion Cole would go on stage writing stuff and everything like that. And then I started doing that. Like, I was like, okay, well, no, let me just go see what's going on throughout the show. And then I would go ahead and then start writing stuff down.
About a year ago, I remember you doing that to me.
Yeah, because you was talking shit. You don't want to talk shit.
I'm going to do it again.
What about you, Jen?
I don't know. It's a few. Look, Keita said Negro. Bernie Mac for me. And which would seem strange because I do clean comedy and all that. But I just love the way he just got on stage and just gave it his all. I love that. And even going back, even before Kings of Comedy, Def Jam, that first Def Jam, he was like, I ain't scared of you, mother. Like, I was like, and then listening to the story behind that. Like,
yes, I read his book.
They would get, the person ahead of him was getting the crap booed out of him.
Right.
And you know, so Bernie Mac, and then I've started to, like David said, become a student of comedy and just watching a lot of comics. I love watching Dave Chappelle. Watching his comedy. I do like a little Deion Cole too. And I like Roy Wood Jr.
Roy Wood Jr. is
So
funny.
it's different. It's different things about different people. I like Roy Wood Jr. Just his topics.
Prank phone calls. Bruh.
And the stuff he does.
Yeah.
So those are probably the funniest to me. But I watch a different variety just to pick up different things from different people. And I just watch a lot of it. But definitely Bernie Mac for me and Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to just be related to just black comics, you know. I have definitely. There's a white comic that I find hilarious.
Who is that?
Jim Gaffigan.
I literally was about to say him. Yeah, he's on the Spotify now.
I like his name. What's his name? Carlton. The one back with Richard Pryor. He was right around George
Carlin.
Yeah,
George
Carlin.
Freaking hilarious.
Yeah, man. I like his wit.
And his material is still relevant today.
It is.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Ed, what you got going on?
Y'all not gonna believe this. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm looking at him.
Oh.
David Emanuel. No, I'm dead serious. As a nobody comic, I did my first show. The guy that's running the show said, Ed, give me 2 minutes. Dave didn't know me from the Man in the Moon. He got to the show early. He gave me some pointers. He's worked with me ever since. This man's taking time off on his weekends to help me cultivate my craft. I have nothing respect for that. I love this man, even though I give him shit all the time.
Hey,
but this is the type of comic, when you watch his work ethic, this is something that all young comics need to adopt on how he crafts his jokes, his timing, how he sets you up for the punchline. And there's always something on left field that he come out with the punchline. You think you gonna know what it is until he says it.
Sound good to me. Ain't that right, David?
Now, damn, David would be proud.
Not only that.
I think I'm going to turn into Raul right now.
Yeah. No, mad respect.
Well, thank you,
dude.
brother Ed, man. I
Respect.
appreciate that, man.
But as far as like a big name famous comic, I love Eddie Griffin. Not in that type of sense, but just how his material is. Because it's always something I would like to say. I just didn't know how to say it. And he always hits the topics I like to talk about.
Yo, so that's it in a nutshell right there. I think we all got a little bit of everybody. You know, if you're around comics after a while, you'll start picking up on other comics' mannerisms and things like that. I said mannerisms.
Oh, my God.
Damn, Ed. You
Is wow.
how'd she see? Because you got the mask.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I love you too.
Yo.
Kino on one today, boy.
So before we close out, we got 2 more segments we're getting ready to do. Just give us a second and we'll be right back.
Hey everybody, it's the bad girl of comedy, the original bad girl of comedy, Lunel, here in hot and sunny Los Angeles, California. But guess what? I know this. You're not watching or listening to anything if you're not checking out Signal 27 Radio, baby, all day. Stay there.
It's your man Steve Brown. Y'all make sure y'all tune in to Signal 27 Radio. It's going down. It's going to be stupid.
Yes.
Yo, what's up? It's comedian TK Kirkland. You listen to Signal 27 with this fly nigga in the back. Yeah.
Hey everybody, it's me, Crazy George Wallace. I came down here to get some fish, wind up staying all night. But you can talk to me on Signal 27. That's the best signal you're gonna get. Ain't no clearer system. It's the best signal you're gonna get. Signal 27. And my man, Leroy. Yeah. Leroy, I don't know what his real name is. But I know I'm his real daddy, I know that.
No. I got the coolest daddy in the game.
Oh, we talking about Mr. Wallace, yeah.
That joke, I listen to his stuff too when I'm riding.
Oh, is that right?
That joker was a beast. He like, excuse my French, but he like, somebody asked him about his time in Vegas. He said, hey, I get paid to talk shit. I love it.
Hey, that is what it is.
I mean, man, he got some good jokes.
All right.
And then how he able to bring the audience in and shoot right off the hip with the audience, like that. Let's talk about mamas. He talk about mamas. Y'all know his work.
Yeah, y'all do. Y'all do. And for all of y'all that don't know, the next segment that's going to be coming up is going to be the segment called Health Hacks by none other than Mr. Rayoub, a.k.a. Mr. Unity Over Beliefs, a.k.a. Mr. Spiritual Where My Rocks At, a.k.a. Man, I Need My Crystals, a.k.a. I'm married to a goddess and she speak Jamaican. Y'all give it up to David Emanuel.
Hey, right off rip, Health Hacks. I'm on 150 days of semen retention. I haven't been announcing it much because so ain't nothing going down Valentine. I don't even want it like that. You feel me? I'm tapped into my spirit like that. So on February, looking at on February 18th, that'll be 40 days of no cooked food. And we know I did 30 days alkaline smoothies only, and then the last 10 days was just add fruit and vegetables raw to that, alkaline smoothie. So we're going to make it 40 like in the Bible, when Jesus was in the wilderness. Hey, Ruth for the comedic people, so don't even try to come at me when I said Jesus. Y'all know how we get in the so-called conscious community. Y'all ain't gangster like that. I know everything, you know what I'm saying? I know jack of all trades, master of none. That's me. So you see me here today with this mango. I tell the story how I didn't eat my first mango until I was 13, and that was when I came to see my grandfather in Jacksonville, Florida, and we would only get a cut of the mango. We never got a whole mango. We had to split it. You feel me? So when I got old enough to buy my own mangoes, it was on and popping. So last year I ate one mango at work and I felt rich. So now this year I'm up in the ante. I've been eating 2 mangoes at work. God. And I feel fantastic. You feel me?
Is that a word?
Yes. Hey, tap in and get litty with this fruit. Look, don't think I don't know the millennium language because I've been studying.
Millennium?
Yeah, millennial.
Okay.
The millennials.
Millennial language.
Yeah, they pick at me when I go in them rooms, but I'm studying. Howbeit, he's speaking this one language, but understand everybody. I know I'm messing up some of y'all. I'm trying to get connected to y'all. Tap in, man. And I want to shout out to people. Some people started the journey with me, and some of them only last 3 days and 7 days, but they picked up new habits. Mm-hmm. And look, I'm not judging you because this is all about us learning and growing together. Like, you can't expect to be where I am because I started way long time ago. So I've gotten better and stronger, and eventually you will get there too. I just want to respect you for at least evaluating the information and coming up with your own logic. So I want to salute all y'all, especially my builders out there. Get out there and get this information and build something beautiful. We are builders.
All right. That is Health Hacks by David Emanuel. Make sure you go out there and get a mango or 2 so you can feel that rich shit that he's talking about at the workplace.
Oh, I want to say one more thing.
Okay.
My colon is cleaner than a baby's throat.
What?
Okay, and Ed's segment. I don't know. This is a messed up transition here.
I don't want to follow.
You don't want to follow behind?
I have to. But...
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen.
A baby with a throat baby? Come on,
baby got some clean throats. I figured. I didn't want to say colon, so I said throat.
I appreciate you not saying colon.
Okay. Well,
Epstein.
Lastly, the next segment that's going to be coming up is going to be a segment that's brought up by the Fabler. This is This Week in Comedy.
All right, y'all. I'm going to give it to you. This is Black History Month, so we got a black comedian. His name is Bruce Church, better known as Bruce, an American actor, and stand-up comedian, born in Atlanta, Georgia. He was one of the first hosts of BT's Comic View and has appeared in various stand-up comedies, specials, and television shows. Born on February 9th, 1965. For those of you who can't do the math, he is 55 years old.
Okay, can you do the math?
I can do the math, but I was about to say something else.
Oh, he just had a birthday.
I had to skip some lines. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, happy birthday to you, Bruce. Bruce, keep doing that, what you're doing out there, and keep it going. You know what I'm saying? You got to be out there. At least pay it forward. Put some people on, man. You know what I mean? So we are getting ready to close the show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to give a special thanks to Miss Jenn Weeks for coming through and stopping through and allowing us to be able to speak with her about this funny and what she got going on. But before moving, I want to go ahead and let her drop her information. Go ahead and let the people know who you are, where you're going to be, and how they can get in contact with you.
Guys, I am Jenn Weeks. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, Jenn Weeks, J-E-2-N's Weeks, like days and weeks. Follow me online, not in real life. Yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays, my social media, I post my listen segment. I have a show, my next show, if you check either Facebook or Instagram, my next show, actually, like Leroy was talking about, I'm actually doing a comedy competition. And I'm actually going into it's in Sanford, but I think I'm going into it to meet other comics. I don't even think, because one of my mentors is on. I was like, I might not win this, but anyway, that's in March. So if you're in the Sanford area, pull up. Okay.
What about the comedy cookout?
Okay, so I also started doing a thing called a comedy cookout. I did it in 2019. 2020 was like, no. So I'm hoping, I really want to do it again. But I'm also, I do blessing bags as well to help the homeless. I do it in the winter, but I'm also wanting to do that in the summer. So I need to find a way to do all that.
Okay.
But yeah, I do want us to do the comedy cookout again. I think that was dope.
I thought it was cool too to meet all of the comics who like looked up to you and you look up to them.
Man,
and,
that thing was awesome.
Yeah, it was. Let people know, listen, homie, you might want to work on this and this and this and whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it was an experience. It was a great experience. So with that being said, David, you want to drop anything?
Oh, shout out to Oneness TV Network. Make sure you go and look at them. CW17, they got shows up already. Back to the Family. I haven't made appearance on that yet. I ain't hating. You know, I know the time will come if it's appropriate. You know, they got skits that we have done called They So Crazy. Shout out to Antonio, man. He been hooking me up, and Keaton, man. I appreciate y'all. Me myself personally, you know, Raoub right now. Everything is Raoub, Rauob. Make sure you go and stream my music. I got 3 singles out there, man, and they fire. Now, when this 4th one come out, y'all gonna be like, who is that? Because I'm putting the love and the energy into that. That thing gonna be powerful. So tap in with me. You feel me? Let's get litty.
Ed, what you got going on?
If you're not able to watch us, I went in and put a comment in the chats. Hit me up at Delirium Presents on YouTube, and I'm showing how to make layered mixed drinks. So if you like the stuff the tipsy bartender do, I can actually show you how to do it.
All right. So that's Denarium Presents on YouTube. So y'all make sure that y'all go out there and follow my brother. And y'all know who I am. I am the last Leroy Gordon. You can follow me on all social media platforms. Check me out on TikTok. I'll be putting up some real crazy stuff on there now. Yeah. Also, you can go ahead. If you can't find me anywhere, it's always The Last Leroy everywhere. And you can also go to my webpage at www.thelastleroy.com. If you want to get information about the show, you can go to www.thesignal27show.com, and it has all of our archived audio there if you want to go back and listen to it. But you can also check us out on all podcasting platforms that consist of iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, matter of fact, all of them. And you can check us out every Sunday at 6:30 right here on your streaming platforms, which is going to be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Next week, we'll be adding Twitter to our viewership for those who want to check us out. And always remember, before I close with that, I want to mention this to all of the brothers out there. If we weren't so valuable and didn't have the potential to be so powerful, the world would not be so hell-bent on exterminating our existence. So please, brothers, continue to do what you do what David said, and continue to build. The more that we build, the more our women will back us, and they will not be able to stop us. So just remember, we are Jacksonville's #1 live comedy podcast. We are Signal 27, and we'll see you all next week.
Bim y'all.
Wow, he did.